You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.
That Mr. McMahon, the Netflix doc drop.
Huh?
Absolute fire. So again, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen it. I think we're going to cover up to like maybe the first 3 episodes, 4 episodes-ish today, and we'll finish it off next week. What do you think, my guy?
Well, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We grew up on WWF. I'm not even calling it WWE.
100%.
World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
We seen the Hulk Hogan era.
What you gonna do, brother?
The new era. Then we saw the Attitude era.
Yeah. No chance.
This was my life.
Yeah.
So to see this was like, yo.
Oh, it was amazing.
I knew a lot of this information already because I watch all the wrestling docs.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of wrestlers shoot on each other and tell the background stories. So,
and we called it here too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we knew a lot of the stuff, but there were a lot of things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. We knew he had premarital or not premarital. He had extramarital affairs, but I didn't know like it came out like that in the 80s though.
Yeah.
Like I knew about it in the 90s and the 2000s, but that case in the 80s was crazy. I remember watching docs about the MTV generation and using Cyndi Lauper and like, you know, pushing through. We talked about it in the car and we used the word visionary.
Yeah.
He had insight. He had thought. He understood where to take the game to the next level. Yeah. Obviously, it's Vince McMahon Jr. His father is senior.
Yeah.
His father was a wrestling promoter previously. Kind of brought him into the game, into the business, but he saw where his pops took it and wanted to take it to that next level. And it showed a lot about his relationship with his pops in the first episode and whatnot. And then it moved on to the transition of him taking over, blowing it up, having WrestleMania 1 being a great success, WrestleMania 2 trying a thing, being in 3 different cities at once.
It was a good idea too, though.
That was before streaming, though.
It was before its time.
Exactly.
It was before its time.
He was way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Then WrestleMania 3 hyping up Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Like,
but the finesse, because they've already fought like 10 times. Like,
fam, he said it's the first time he's ever been slammed, and they said he'd been slammed like 25 times
They show like 5 videos of Giant getting slammed.
But the crazy thing to me is when you see the stars young.
Yeah.
So seeing a young Dusty Rhodes. Seeing a young Bob Backlund. Like,
all these baby faces.
Yo, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm with you on it. Like I was smiling throughout the whole time. Like even though Vince is an interesting character, and I didn't realize just watching it over time how much of the star of the show Vince McMahon is.
Bro, they were saying that he basically had Hogan. Like Hogan was his puppet. Like he was pulling them strings.
Yeah. Like he was again. I like the word visionary, a pioneer, going against the different areas or the zones that they had. The AWA, I believe it was like pretty much the biggest organization. And what Vince ultimately did is he went in there, poached the best talent, put it on his talent, and then took it on tour. And, and when the old boys club is set in a one way and you're looking to go against the grain, he's been rewarded up till today for taking those chances, making that leap, just trying to do something different. And it worked. And I think I always try to extrapolate a lot from watching these docs and how I can implement it with my life, good, bad, or indifferent. And, what I took from that, and especially something we can imply here is just, finding your lane, being slightly different, but, diving all in and being committed in what you do. And he changed the way that wrestling was done in the United States. Yeah. And then took it out of here to the point where there's nothing else.
I wanted to add on to that because in one of his early interviews, you see him saying he wants to be it for sports entertainment. Yeah. So he already had that vision, but all the things that he did worked towards his goal. Because entertainment-wise, there was a point when wrestling was on top.
Yeah.
It was like top tier. Like entertainment for sports, the storylines, the characters.
Multiple times, I think. Even like Hogan. Like when Hogan was on top.
That's a fact.
Right? Like, I would even say from WrestleMania 1 to maybe even WrestleMania 6, like minus WrestleMania 2. But even then, it was, if they were able to pull that off, it would just be another hit after another hit, right? So wrestling is just one of those things, and I was thinking about it, and I don't want to be too extreme, and maybe y'all can tell me if I am, but I feel like wrestling is that medium that combines everything, right? Because it's technically a sport, right? They add a huge element of comedy. Right throughout it, drama, right in the promos.
It's a male soap opera.
It's adventure. It's reality TV. It's live TV.
It's everything.
There's violence, sex, young and old. Now the WWE, WWF is what 40 years old, 50 years old in totality. That's 2 generations of people connecting, watching this thing, right?
But to be honest, older people watch it. Middle-aged people watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
Younger people watch it. Like it captures everybody. But that
transcends.
That was Vince's idea, though.
It is crazy.
They said that during the doc that he wanted to capture the younger audience, where his father didn't really understand what he was trying to do. Yeah. So all these out of the box ideas, having a talk show, having these matches,
I remember the talk show,
these cage matches, like these are things that they were not apt to doing, but Vince had the vision to do it.
One of the best memories of my life is being a young kid, maybe like 6 or 7 years old, and one of the few times throughout the year I was able to stay up late with Saturday Night Main Event.
Because you don't get to see 12 o'clock.
Midnight. So when I saw these things and how they came about and those coming about after, the rise of WrestleMania and them going live circuit TV and I remember the influx of getting wrestling, and then we used to have wrestling taped. Didn't even realize it was taped Saturday nights, 7 p.m.
Like, we'd see it the next day.
So it was dope, bro.
And when you think about it, just because you said your youth with it, I remember being very scared of a lot of wrestlers.
Oh, like Papa
because
Shango,
it felt so real.
Yeah.
Undertaker felt real. Jake the Snake, his snake was really biting people.
Bro, that Macho Man fight, bro.
Come on, that was real, dog.
He really bit him. You can't fake that. And they spoke to that too.
Exactly.
Right? Wrestling, again, a lot of people, unless you've gone to a wrestling event, you don't realize that it is real. It is scripted. It's real. But that's a real chair, bro.
No, but
hitting across someone's head.
Exactly.
They know how to land and they know how to do all these things because they're also entertainers and actors, and they're doing it for longevity.
Yes.
But it is real to a T.
They are real athletes.
Yeah.
These are real performers, real professionals. A lot of controversy surrounding Vince.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with the steroid case, not wanting to pay his wrestlers when WCW came through. There's been so many different things that Vince has overcome and hurdled.
But I love the pace of the doc for that because, we're getting it literally the way you're supposed to get it. And we see the rise of the WWF and all and you can obviously foresee all the money that they were making at that time, but more money, more problems, right?
Of
because
course.
now they're on the radar. Now they're one of the biggest mediums in entertainment. So now obviously you gotta, now you gotta pay to play.
And the people you poach from probably hating on you too.
Oh yeah, they lining you up.
They're lining you up.
You know
so
what I mean?
it's Vince McMahon's a real one, though.
Oh, listen.
He has his demons and there's a lot of wild stuff in the doc.
Documented stuff that we've seen play out, throughout time. Stuff going on right now,
Bro, let's talk about something, though. This is always a huge topic, especially as Canadians.
Yeah.
The screw job, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize
even worse now.
I didn't realize that there was a ladies champion that he screw job first.
Yeah.
So this was
and
already.
Brett said it too. Brett's I saw that come in. Yeah.
It was written.
Yeah. But okay. So one comment on the screw job, bro. You know why the screw job is even worse to me now is that when he was going through trial and all of that, Bret Hart held up the organization, bro.
Oh my God, Bret was
when everybody was leaving, Bret held up the organization.
I think I had a bar.
And they still screwed him, bro.
I had a bar in a song. You can't leave with the belt, though.
But again, he said that already.
He just didn't want to. He didn't want to lose to Shawn.
But what was the common denominator?
Because he had beef with Shawn.
Of course, I get that. But what was the common denominator when he did it with the other girl? She wanted to leave. She didn't want to give up the belt.
You can't.
And he's like, "That's my belt."
The biggest star at the end of the day, the biggest star is always going to be McMahon.
And you know what's crazy? And he was in defense of that so much. Remember, Blaze, the girl that she dropped the belt on live TV in the garbage at WCW.
That's crazy.
Sandra Blaze, I think her name is. Yeah. Like and she was a champion at the time. So he's like, that's the ultimate disrespect, right? So again, we can go into it. Obviously, the WCW, the NWO phase, we'll pick this up again next week.
I had my girl beside me while I was watching it. And she just didn't even she saw me getting so hyped when certain wrestlers came out. Like, when you seen Razor Ramon for the first time, I remember his promos before he even really became that guy.
Those promos were everything, bro. Like they had commercials before you dropped,
bro.
That was fire, bro.
It was like the new CD coming
They had like an 8-week run, an 8-week rollout for you, bro. Remember the Mr. Perfect ones? Yo, B. Yo.
And then you realize how many wrestlers passed away early.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that next week. That's where the doc kind
Luger,
a ton, bro. Test, a ton.
Well, you didn't even realize that Eric Bischoff was... Oh my God!
Yeah, I know.
We could have a full episode on this.
There's so much to it, and again, we were excited when we heard the doc. This is for just reason because we know that it's going to be done good. I didn't realize Bill Simmons is the one that executive produced the doc, so he's usually he does pretty good docs. He's been in entertainment for a while.
You are now tuned into Blueprint Radio.